small demo, and we'll have you can have questions, and I will try to answer the questions. And I think if you are attentive enough and you are with your computer while I am making the demo, you can actually create your app because it is so simple. So just a request, if you are near your computer, just open it and be connected to the internet. And while we go through the demo, you can start following me and then see how it works. So just to make maximum benefit out of this session today. There are certain disclaimer um, because I don't want to set a lot of expectation from your side. Uh, I'm not an IT professional, so basically I do not have computer science or any IT related training. However, I am associated with IT company, but my job profile is not into coding or development of any kind of application. And probably that is the reason I was searching for a solution like for my personal use and for some small um, group use and small enterprises like shops and all. I was searching for some solution where I can configure quickly and then start working with my mobile, because mobile is something which is always with me. If I am able to do something through mobile, probably I can control a lot of things. So that was the purpose. And that mobile as compared to computer, because computer is not always with you. So that was the purpose, and I was searching for it, and somehow I found this. Um, it is not very popular. I don't know the reason. Probably cost is one of the reasons why it is not popular. And I could not see a lot of videos on YouTube and courses on Udemy teaching this particular platform, while it is so simple to use and it is very useful. So I know only Python and MATLAB. So that is the maximum I understand in terms of coding. Um, so what is AppSheet? Uh, Basically, it is an extension of Google Sheet. So Google Sheet has got two main extensions. One is App Script. So essentially, you can actually write code on top of your Google Sheet. And then AppSheet is something on top of your Google Sheet. You can actually create an app which can be used in mobile devices, whether it is Android or iOS, and also equally in a web browser. So it's the same application without any single change. It seamlessly works across three devices. Uh, Up to 10 users. So what happens is you create your application and share, like we share our Google Sheet or Google Doc with other people. Similarly, you have to share your app sheet with the user. So essentially, that's how they control number of users, and you can share up to 10 people. If it goes beyond 10 people, then actually they will start charging 10 USD per month per user. So it turns out to be 860 rupees per user per month. So suppose if you are having 10 users, so it is basically 8,600 rupees per user per month, which is very, very costly. I think none of us would be able to bear this cost, and there will be obviously very cheaper alternatives to this. And I think that is one of the reasons why it is not so popular, because as soon as you have number of user increase, then you fall into that thing. But if you are clever enough, you can keep your users to yourself and your small close groups, and maintain the number of users below 10. Then it works. So I have an experience at least till 5 years now. um, uh, there is no problem. It's working without any problem, and it is very, very smooth. So that cleverness we have to play. And for personal use, I find it like very, very good in terms of if you want to maintain your personal account, or you want to maintain your studies, or anything that you want to maintain, like you are having some learning plans, you can simply make an app and then you can keep on using it as you go along. And for your personal account, you can make a to-do list, you can make. So those kind of thing. And for a small shop and all where number of users are very small, again, we can use this. So good part is this is very easy to develop and maintain, and obviously there is no coding required. What it actually maximum thing that is needed is you need to have some kind of formula or some relationship or some conditions that you can put in as per your the requirement. However, most of the thing you can actually manage through your Google formula. Sorry, Google Sheet formula. And since we all generally use Excel sheet, and Excel sheet formula and Google Sheet formula is quite close to each other. So basically all the logic you can actually manage through the Google Sheet formula, and then UI part and action part you can handle through AppSheet. And that's how, without knowing much of coding and much of logics, you can actually make a very nice app. So another good part is like your data is in your Google Sheet. So if you trust your Google Sheet and you are comfortable putting your data in Google Drive and Google Sheet, you can actually use this. If you do not trust, then probably that is something you should not be using. If your data is so confidential and you want to put in Google Sheet, so then it is not advisable to use that. There are alternate to other sources. I mean, the Google AppSheet, it will allow you to connect to so many other sources, but there are two things. One, I have used only Google Sheet. Second, it is easy to um, develop as compared to other sources. So, I mean, what I mean is you can actually connect to some databases and so on, but then you lose the freedom of Google Sheet. So this is how it actually works. You create a table. So essentially you create a Google Sheet and then put your sheets as per your need. And then in each sheet, you put your columns. Okay. And then in the column, basically each sheet will become a table, and the column is your column and row is your row. That's how one sheet is now one table for you for the database. And then you can have number of tables, like number of sheets in the Google Sheet, and then you can have association between one to other by just repeating the name of the sheet in the column. So that's how one table will get connected to other column. We'll see how it works. And then this is basically your database now. So you can actually type in values manually and it will get reflected here, or else you can create a form here and then the values will get populated here. So both way it happens. So then you simply go to extension and then open your app sheet and start configuring your app. So in a Chrome browser or any browser that you are using, you simply open it and start configuring. Okay. They have standard UIs, they have standard actions. Everything is almost standard. So there you don't have to, the good part is you don't have to make any changes because you can simply pick and use. And the flip side is you cannot customize it as per your wish. So a lot of options are just not there. You get a standard thing only. So, but if you're good and you are, I mean, uh, you are satisfied with whatever UI they give, I mean, you're okay. So you can make things quickly. But the flip side is again, like you cannot make a lot of changes in the UI. Although they allow you change the font and size and other thing, color, but many things you cannot actually change. So whatever standard thing is there, you have to use. So then as soon as you configure and just simply save app, you get an URL which simply open in your browser or your devices. It will install one app called AppSheet, and then everything will be served through this. So if you create number of applications, then each of them will have a one shortcut, and then you simply launch it through AppSheet application in your mobile, and it works like any other application. So so this is, I mean, it's quite simple, and this we will see in some time. So what is our plan for the day? What we will do is, I have created two applications for my friend who is actually running a mobile shop. So we will go through those two applications, and then we'll try to develop one application for example, a to-do list, a to-do app. So using Google Sheet, so we'll start from scratch and try to see how it is developed. And then we will just have a walkthrough, like what is the database, how it is, in the app sheet, how it looks like, and different types of screens. I mean, what are the different options in terms of screens? What kind of different actions we are having, different formatting. Then we have forms and all. So we will try to see all those elements, although we'll not go in very, very detail, but it will give you kind of an overview, like what it is. And then we can discuss, like if you have questions, we'll try to take the questions. So this is kind of the plan for the day. So let me start. uh, with the demo part. So this is one, you can say one application. Here it is for mobile inventory. So the my friend's shop is basically, he is into two things. One, he actually repairs the mobile, and the other thing that he does is actually he buys and sells used mobiles. So for buying and selling used mobiles, I have created this app, and for repairing of the mobile, I have created this another app for him. So what happens is, um, you can see like these are the mobile that is available right now, and you can see like the name of the mobile, and then price is there. And you can see at the bottom, you have buttons like stock is there, sell is there, and purchase is there. So the purchase one is a form. So others are like views. And then in the left, you can see the top left, there is a menu card. And in that, you can actually put your icon and name and all. And then you can have different views, which is actually in the your menu card. So there are certain buttons at the bottom. You can have, I think, till up to 5 buttons you can have at the bottom. And then rest of them you can put in this one. So each of them is having associated views. So let me go through the stock part. So the stock is like this. We have available mobiles, and then we have something which we have sold, but the customer has not given the money or given the partial payment. So then payment pending, and then something which is sold and payment is received. We have sold mobiles. So if I go here and try to see like what it is, so then all the details of the mobile is captured here, like from whom you have, what is the manufacturer from whom it is bought, and the phone number of the distributor from whom this mobile was bought, and then detail of the mobile, like for example, memory, RAM, IMEI numbers, and then what is the purchase price, what is the purchase date, also landing price. Suppose you purchase and then make some repairing, so then it adds to the cost, and then you allow, you put certain target price. So everything is basically, once you receive, you populate the form, and then it is there. And if you want to sell, to go to sell, these are the mobile which are available to be sold. And then suppose if I want to sell, just click on this button, it opens a form, and then you select the person, phone number, and everything, and then all the details are there, and simply sell. As soon as you sell, whatever price is there, it will get calculated in your sell amount, and then total selling today, and so on and so forth. There it will be used. So this is how we sell. And then if you want to purchase, just click on this button. You have people who have been selling to you, so you can select them, select their phone number, and then what is the manufacturer of the mobile, the model number, and so on so that. And then you can have images front and back. And if you look at this IMEI number, it is not showing here, but In mobile, actually, there is a camera, so you can actually scan the barcode and it will simply read it automatically. So then that's how you purchase and that's how you sell. And then once you do all these things, then you can take all the data and then put into balance sheet, like how many is purchased, how many is sold, what is the how much is the pending amount and everything. And then on a daily basis, since we are putting a date, so you can have a trend like how many mobiles I am selling on a daily basis. Again, like purchase also, since I'm putting a date, I can see like what is my trend on purchasing. So then we have some fund details, how much, and then profit. Okay. So basically the idea is like once we have um, a Google Sheet and then all the data is captured, you can actually think in terms of what all is needed to a shopkeeper for running the business. You can put all the logics and you can have number of data tables, and one table can talk to each other table, and you can do a lot of things. So like this one is showing the details. So whatever mobiles we are having, I can go and see the details. So this is one mobile inventory app that was created for a mobile shop. So this is how it looks in AppSheet. Um, don't get confused by this part, but here in the right one, it shows how it is generated. And then if you want to have tablet view, you have tablet view. And if you want to have a desktop view, then this is how it looks like. So what I am saying is, the other one that we were saying, looking at was, you can say mobile view, and here it is a web app view. So this is the one which will be seen in a web browser. So the same application you can actually see. That's what I was trying to say. You can see in your browser, and the same thing you can see in your mobile. So like this. Okay. So the other application was that I was talking about is mobile repair. So in mobile repairing, what you have is someone comes with a problem. So you have a new job. So you have this particular button for the new job, and you fill in the form like name, phone number, manufacturer, model, take a image also. So these kind of things are important from the mobile point of view. Suppose someone comes with some mobile, and while receiving it, he may claim that no, this is not mobile. My mobile was something else. So they actually take picture and then store it. What is the problem with this? And then some target amount, like how much cost it will be. So then once you receive this, so then we have jobs. So these are the jobs that is like there for the repairing. And once this repairing job is there, so it will go, the mobile will go to the person who is like a repairing expert. So the mobile shop will have one or more than one repairing experts. So likewise, it will be done by them, and then it will be tracked like who is doing which job and so on. And these are the thing that is under repair now. And then once it is done, then it will be ready. So once it is ready, then essentially uh, you can take this information and quickly send a message to the user saying your job is ready, please come and collect. So this is the you can say repairing workflow, new job repairing and ready. And then generally what happens, there will not 100% payment. So sometimes someone is a friend, they will say okay, I will give the money tomorrow and so on. So then you have to track like who has paid, who has not paid and so on. So then whatever is the amount that is pending. So once we have that, you can actually see here, along with the phone number, you have a calling and messaging option. So here itself, you can make a call. Otherwise, you don't have to search for the phone number and all in your directory. So that is a good thing. Like within the app itself, you can message and make a call. And we can also configure to send a WhatsApp message also. I mean, using the API. That is also quite simple, and it may create customized message for the person automatically, and just simply make a tap, and it will send a WhatsApp message. So these are the two use cases. That's why I wanted to show you. And this is how it looks like in AppSheet. If I open in a web browser, then this is the browser view. So here you can have a lot of options that I put in the menu. For example, what is the balance? Again, you maintain a balance sheet and all, like job status. These many jobs have been delivered. There are new jobs, ready job preparing in return. So those kind of chart you can create. Um, then prepared by, this is like if you have more than one people repairing, then you can capture the detail, like which job was repaired by which person. So tomorrow someone comes with a complaint, you can track back. So these are the some spare part that is used in repairing and other purposes. So this is the inventory for that. Uh, and this is like list of the parts. So you basically you maintain whatever is the part that is there associated with this. And from there you simply pick. While you are purchasing, you pick the part and then put the number. So it will maintain your inventory. So the idea was like they don't. So suppose number of parts goes beyond 100, 200, then it becomes very difficult to track like which part I need to buy today and which part I need to buy tomorrow. So knowing that this much part is available and this is the rate I consume, then you can decide like how many parts should be bought today and which part to be bought today. So those kind of decision can be quickly taken because we have captured all the data and you know like how you consume. So like this is job history. This is repair chart, like how many mobile I repair on a daily basis and so on. So it gives us some kind of a sense like, okay, this is my frequency and this is what is the capacity that I can work. So it may be like 6 mobile can be repaired on a daily basis because there is only 6 mobiles. Or the person who is repairing, he is actually hitting the capacity, like there are more mobile to be repaired, but he is not able to do that. So essentially, you can take a decision like, let us connect with some other repairing guy and then get the job done. So these are different job, all the job that we have done on a daily basis. So these are the one which is already delivered. So basically, you can create a lot of views as per your requirement, and then you can put main one in the bottom and then put others in the menu. And as per the requirement, you may have different views, which is just for reference purposes, meaning they may be connected to some other views. So you don't want to show here um, in the main tab and then menus, but it will simply appear. For example, if I click, then there is a view, but you cannot have direct connect to this view. So it is basically a reference view which will appear when we click something. So essentially, that's it. I mean, from the development that I have done using AppSheet. So we'll go to creation of one simple app. But before that, if you have any question, we can take quickly. Hello.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. Hello.
Walislam ji.
Yeah, actually, I was just asking, like, how about accessing this app? I mean, the general access will be like with this URL, like appsheet.com, something like this, or there will be some generic URL, some other. I
So
mean, how can somebody else from, I mean, let's say if I make a generic kind of website, this kind of app, and somebody else want to use that one.
yes, so essentially, let me repeat one aspect of it. The important aspect here is this is free up to 10 users, and we give access, and after that it is 10 USD per month per user. So it is very costly. We cannot just give it to anyone. So we have to be very conscious, like whom you are giving, and the mechanism to give is to through emails. So you take their email ID and then provide access to the app and then share the link. Okay, so essentially accessing is through the shared link only. So the same link you can actually use in your mobile, and same link you can actually use your web browser. But there is no general way. For example, you put your app in the app store and then anyone goes there and copies, because there is a cost associated to this.
Okay, okay, I understood. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
One quick question, like within the close group of 10 people, how we can limit access based on roles? I mean to ask, like, if only one person should be able to update the inventory and others can view that but cannot add or update the inventory.
Yeah, so user role control is through email only. And that is, I mean, in the configuration, we can handle that part. You supply the email and then say like this particular email can do editing and addition of the data. Others can only view. So those kind of things are possible. So there is a question, AppSheet is for developing front end. What is the back end? So brother, there is nothing like back end and front end. Both of them are actually together. So we have front end, back end together. That comes in the AppSheet. And database is something you supply. So in this case, we are using Google Sheet.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. So, is there any data limit? Like, we can have only this much data. Like, I saw multiple images are added in the sheet. So, it may take more data, right?
So the data limit is all these images that is there. It is actually saved in your Google Drive. So the limit is actually coming from the Google Drive itself. It actually loads in your mobile and makes it available for offline uses. So essentially, if you are not connected, you can still use the app. However, if you do any kind of transaction in terms of creating form and submitting, making changes in the values, that will not be synced. For syncing, it will require internet connection. So as such, there is no limit on the data in terms of uh, uh, form data or the images and other things, files and images. So files and images are saved in your Google Drive. So whatever capacity you can take. And in terms of data rows, I think it goes into million, because it Google Sheet can handle million rows and something like that. So that way there is no limit, I would say. So there may be a question like, what is the actual use of AppSheet? Um, then answer is like, many people use AppSheet for rapid prototyping. So suppose you have some idea, you want to quickly realize and get it reviewed by people, then it is very, very handy. I mean, you can actually make an app within an hour or so. It's that fast. And it comes to actually making a general app, then probably this is not a good thing, because it is very costly. If it is not costly, then probably we can do that. There are ways to export as an APK file and then put it on Play Store and all, but I have never tried, because that comes only in the paid version. So you can make an app, use it, put it in your Play Store, and make it available for other people to use. But that is something comes with the paid version, and I have not tried, and I don't think it is practical also. Yeah. So people are requesting for the demo. We'll start with the demo now. So let me go to my Google Drive. So can you see my Google Drive? This is one folder, empty folder I have created. And suppose if I go and create an Google Sheet, and let me name it to do. Okay. So this is my Google Sheet, and let me put it to do here also. So this is my first sheet with name to do, and then we have columns and rows. So first column That is, so there are certain things we have to be we have to do some additional stuff. Okay, brother. So actually this question now, I'm not demonstrated this one, but I have created I think 5-6 apps now for a small maktab that we are having in our masjid. So where we have about 100 students or so, few teacher and one to manager management people. So then it falls into that category. And I think they are using it for more than 2-3 years now. They're very happy actually. So this is very ideal use case you are mentioning, Brother Tosif. So let me go back to the demo. So what I was saying, we have to do some extra thing. For example, if you are aware little bit about the databases, you need to have rows which is unique. That's how you are able to handle concurrent actions. If you do not have some uniqueness in the rows, then concurrent actions will become very difficult. The system will not be able to understand what to do now. So then we have to put one identifier for each row, and then rest of the things will become very simple. So for example, let me put this first as an ID for the visual purpose. Let me freeze this row and make it bold so it looks good. Then since we have to make a to do, so then we will put a task and maybe a date. Then maybe we can put a category. So it will be like you can have number of tasks you want to put in a category, and then maybe you say like, okay, this task is completed. You want to put any status, and maybe you want to say at the end of the task, probably something important message is there. Just you want to put in a comment. So I created this. It's not like it is final. You can change anything. Anything what I mean is you can change the name of the sheet, you can change the name of the column at any given point of the time. But you have to do something in order to sync between Google Sheet and the app. Now I will go to extension, and so this is the most important as step in this demo. Go to extension, okay, and there you will see add-ons, micros, app script, and app sheet. Okay, and there is something called Looker Studio. So I will go to app sheet. So can you see that? And then it says create an app, view sample app, learn how to create apps. So again, just repeating, this is the most important step here. You have to go to extension, and from there you have to go to app sheet, and from there you have to go to create an app. Okay, as soon as you do that, actually it is going to read that sheet, and okay, so let me close and again try to do that. So it will read the data and try to create a sample app by itself. Why it is so happy? You won't believe, but this is happening for the first time. Generally, as soon as I do that, it actually creates. Okay. So any last thing can go wrong. Let me try once again. Okay, good. So anything at the last can go wrong. So what I've done is I have created a backup plan. So this is my backup plan. It's almost the same. Okay. So instead of this, I put a key here and then category, task, date, and comment. So, and the same thing. Suppose if I do that now, it will create something like this. Automatically, it will create something like this, but somehow it is not doing it today. That's fine. So what has happened is you can see like there are something at the top, there is something at the right column, and there is something at the left column, there is something at the center. And in between center and left column, there is some empty kind of space. So we have to actually, I will discuss like, you have to see like for what kind of thing you have to look at what location. So first thing first, at the top here, no, you see it is saying switch to legacy editor. Then you can see the look has changed. Okay, and if I switch here, then it is current their editor. So essentially, in last few years they have made some changes in the view. So that's how it is. And then here, if you see like there is a button called share. If I click here, this is what I was saying. If you add the email ID of the person and then you get a share link. So from there, you simply copy and paste that share link and give it to the person. The person will be able to use that. So then second aspect here is, so this is how it is. The second aspect is my Google Sheet, where it is coming. So if you look at this one, I have clicked on data. I clicked on data in the top left corner, and in the data, if you see like it is saying it is data, and there is a plus sign. So if I click on the plus sign, then it is giving me an option what kind of data you can add. Okay, so if I go to Google Sheet and say this task, okay, so since the same thing I have already taken here to do thing, so it is showing to do and selected. So suppose if we are having one more sheet now, suppose if I add more sheet, then it will not show grade, it will be blue, and then you can add table. So that's how you can actually add table. So what I'm trying to say here is you are not limited with only one Google Sheet. You may have multiple sheet. Actually, you can read from multiple sheets, and then data will something look like this. So whatever sheet you are having, it will show here, and then your columns will be here. So then you have this key uh, data. So if I click on the key data, then it says like this is the name, this is the type, and then you have some kind of data validity. You can do some auto compute. So here it is saying unique ID. So this is a formula that is used in AppSheet. So essentially, as soon as you create new data, it will automatically create an ID, and through that ID, it will actually connect all the rows, all the columns. So then display, then you want to put a name and so on and so forth. Essentially, for each data column, you can specify in terms of names and in terms of type. So for example, key is of text type, then date is of date type. So just by putting a proper name, actually it understands date is a date and it will put the date type automatically. And if you look at this now, in your auto compute, initial value, it will say 2 days. So everything is actually happen automatically. I'm not doing anything. It understands it's a date, and anything that has to start with the date should be a default value of today. So it has put that formula today here. Then this type, and you can see so many types are there. Then there is a meaning associated with all of them. So if you go through the list and try to search on Google and try to understand, then you will have sense like what all these mean. But many of them are quite simple in the sense if it is a URL, it is URL. It is a video, it is a video. It is a price. So suppose if you are having some price, you want to put symbol like some rupee and dollar and so on. So make that number as a price. The symbol will come automatically, and you can customize as per your country and so on. Number is number and so on. So for example, you will have find like whatever kind of data type we want to use in our application, most of them are covered here. So here you can see type then key. So it need a key, an unique value with the key. So you can make this key as a key, but you can make anything as a key actually. And label is something if you want to take that table. So what name should be associated with them? So then it gives that label, and then you have other control, like you want to show them or not, you want to make it editable or not. If you say, I don't want to make it editable, no one can change it. So essentially, you can see the database level control is here. And then again, you can have further setting on this. So for example, this particular database, meaning this particular Google Sheet, I don't want to allow any changes. In the sense, I can only allow read only, and no one can update, add, or delete. So no one will be able to change any of the values from the app. But if I allow like all of them, then anyone can update, add, and delete. So that is here you can actually um, control this, and then you can put on user basis also you can have control. Here you can do localization, in the sense you select different countries and all the associated things. For example, in India, we write date in a certain way. In America, people write date in some certain other way. So those kind of convention will automatically be taken in your this one. So you don't have to worry about this. Once you select the database and put all the settings here, then everything will reflect automatically in the application that you create. Then second part comes this view. So basically you want to create a view on top of the database. So again, you can see like view, here it is saying primary navigation. So primary navigation is nothing but your bottom here. And then you have menu navigation, that is nothing but here. And then you have reference views. So reference views is basically it is there, but it is not seen directly by the user. So it is basically you have the view and you want to use here in some particular logic you want to use, so you can put it here. So so here you can decide like where I want to put. So for example, this to do, you can put the position like first, next, middle, later, last, and so on. So this there you can actually decide the position, and here this one. So here you can actually control the type of view. For example, the first one is saying it is a calendar type. As soon as you select the calendar, it has created this as a calendar. If you select a deck, then it looks like this. If you want to make a table, then it looks like this. If you want to make a gallery, especially if your data also contains some kind of images, then you may want to use gallery. Detail is something for each row, it will create a heading like, so for each row you have a heading and then while loop. So likewise for each set of data, you have this detail views. If you are having some address kind of thing, you can put as a map. Then you want to make a chart, then you have a lot of options for the chart creation here. Then dashboard, essentially if you have number of views, you want to put them together, you can use dashboard. Card is again like if you are having images and you want to display a lot of details upfront, you can use card. Onboarding, like you want to put something like a scrollable, like next kind of thing, then you can put it here. Form is simple form, like you want to collect some information from the user for your database, then you use the form. So this is kind of different views. Then you you can control on page style and form style. So whatever thing you take, like rest of the thing actually will be associated with that particular kind of view. So for example, I was using this one, then everything is associated with that kind of view. Then for each view, you can have different kind of actions associated. So for example, if you see like it is showing delete button, edit button, and new action. So these three actions are actually associated here. So if you want to, for example, don't want to have delete here, just remove this. So then delete button is gone. For add, you can see here. So here from here, you can add new task. So essentially, your data is connected to view, and each view may have different types of actions associated with them. One may be like row level actions, like you want to delete one row, you want to edit one row, and so on. Or you have custom actions that you want to decide. For example, send email, send a message, or something like that. So that you have to associate with each and every row, so that you can do. And then here in the display, suppose you want to put some icon here. So for example, here I'm showing this icon and you want to change that. So just pick any of these from these icons and then say, for example, I want to take this one. So that then the icon has changed. So we have this library of icons. You can select from there. So after that, so basically we have covered databases and then we have also covered views. Then we have this set of actions. So some of the actions are like default action. For example, add, delete, and edit. This is default with each and every data we have. So this is there because in the data, when we are selecting, we made these changes. Now, if I make it read only and try to see here, what are the actions are there? So you will see like none of them are active now. You will not see anything here. All of them are gone because that is controlled from the data level itself. If you do not allow any changes, then any button, any action associated with them will actually disappear automatically. So then you can have your own actions. For example, here I've created a new action. It is saying start an email, and then you put your email, then you can put your body, subject, everything. And as soon as you click on this, it will fire an email. But you can have so many different actions. So you can see there is a big list where you can actually select your action. You can have a series of action. You can have data copying from one database to the other database, manipulation of the database, and so on and so forth. So we can actually have a combination of them in a series and so on and so forth. So what I found is if I do things carefully, one or the other actually works for me. So although the list looks very small, but actually it caters to general requirement. Uh, and you can actually make a permutation and combination of different types of actions to do what you want. Then there is something called automation. I've never tried it, and most of the features associated with automations are actually comes under paid one. But what I do is when it comes to automation and doing things on a trigger or something like that, then I prefer using, if you go to extension and there is something called app script, I actually use app script. So app script is again, you can say a scripting language for Google Sheet. You can actually write whatever function you want in app script. It is general language, very simple to use, and you can modify values as per the your requirement, and then you can put a trigger. You can put based on the values, based on the time interval. Means you can think of different kind of triggers, and then it will simply fire that script, and things will be updated, and you will see like updated values in your application. So basically, uh, Google Sheet, Google Sheet formula, app script, and AppSheet. If you put everything together, you can do almost anything that you want. Only caveat here is you will not be able to control a lot of look and feel thing, but functionally you can do whatever you want. This is my understanding. And then if you are like go little bit more, then you can actually have an API call to your Google Sheet, and you can actually connect with other applications, and you can trigger your API calls and update your sheets. So if you are having other application running, you want to have connection with that, Google Sheet allows you have API calls. So there also you can do a lot of things, making it integrated with other application and so on and so forth. So I'm almost at 12:25 now. Um, let me stop here and let us have any questions. There is question in this one. Let me go back to this. Oh, great. So one brother is okay. Faiz Anwar Bhai. He has this to-do app ready. You can go to customize app and then you will see this, that view that I am showing, and you can start making changes. Yes, maximum 10 people. Beyond that, it will start asking for money. Actually, it will stop the application. We will not be able to use it. Exactly. So to get that screen is essentially you have to edit your app. Go to customize app and then you will see this screen. Yes, brothers. We cannot put it in a Play Store. For Play Store, it should be an APK file. It is not an APK file. And what I was saying, you can actually create, but it comes under paid version. So for free, we have to be like stick to this approach. Yeah. So these are the question on chat. If there is any other question, I can take.
Maximum 10 users or 10 moderators? I may know that.
So let me show it like this. Can you see this share to do and then two users is saying? So one of the user is owner, and then there are two more users. Can you see this?
Yeah, we can see.
So it is counting as a two user, one owner and then two more. So likewise, I can put I think 8 more.
So only these people will be able to access this application and work around with the data.
Yes, other will not, and I can control their role. For example, app user, edit app and view copy app. So here at this level also I can actually change their role. So if I allow them to edit, essentially two people actually can work on one same app and actually create in collaboration.
So we had a concern wherein we had a huge community of WhatsApp people, close to around 1,500 people. And while creating a poll, there's some limitation that we don't get the sufficient data that WhatsApp doesn't give to create. I mean, doesn't give to fetch more data in a poll. Just we have the name and what poll is selected in. So for that, we tried to use Google Form. That is a bit not so much easy to handle. So we have large Excel and all that stuff. So 500,000 people. So I guess this app sheet won't support for that many people. I mean, just to use for 500 people, can it give access? Editing, moderating, 10 people might be okay. Just to use for 500 people, I guess that access.
No, that we cannot do because limit is only 10. However, what we can do is, I mean, I have tried it some time back. We use Google Form. Okay, so Google Form will actually create a Google Sheet like this. Okay, now on top of Google Sheet, just create one app. So what happens? You can actually have a control on the data. So what is the option people have selected, how many people and everything. You can make a very nice plot and everything, and you can actually see live there. But if other people will not be able to control this, but owner can actually have a control on the data and visualization on the data and those so on and so forth. Those kind of things we can do. And then if you take their phone number and things like that, then it will appear here in their details. So you want to make a call, you can actually make a call from here and so on. Those kind of thing you can. Basically, if you get a data, it will appear in your app, and you can do whatever with the data. That way we can do.
Thanks, brother.
So if we want to need another tab, like how can we do that? Like so in the application you showed, we have multiple tabs, 3 tabs. So from where we need to
Correct.
go?
So view, maybe then you can add as many view as you want. So I have created this view. Okay, so this is my second view now. Can you see this?
Yeah, okay. So each view it will go as a new tab. Okay.
And then in each view, you can select your data. So I have only one table, but if you have more table, you can select that table. And then again, you can change your view type. You can change your icon. You can change your icon, for example, like this. You can change your name.
Okay.
Okay, like this. And then you save this app. I'm not sharing it with anyone, but suppose if you are sharing and you are making changes, you have to simply refresh your app. Everything is will reflect immediately. There is no lag in between. You make your
Okay.
changes here. Someone is testing. Just ask them to refresh. It simply shows there. So that way it is quite good.
Okay.
And
And these actions, they are automatically coming. And can we add any more actions? Say if we want to have one more delete, like how can we add that?
one more delete.
Some other new action. Say,
Huh.
any other.
So I have this action, make an email. Then you can have another action, send message, and then
Can we move that action, or it will be in the particular position?
um, so in different views you can control where it will appear. So in
Okay.
detail view it is appearing here. If you want, you can keep it here, or if you want, you can hide it. That is also possible. So you can actually see the position here. Can you see here? Position,
Yeah. Yeah.
primary,
Okay.
prominent, inline. So then it actually let me control complete this one. Uh, let me put some text there. Okay, message hello. Okay. Actually, it is this is something I didn't want to discuss much. So this place is the place where actually you can manipulate your uh, values and pick your values as per your choice using functionality within apps. So here you have yes no kind of thing, basically your binary thing. Then you have mathematical operations, then anything related to text. So text len, concatenate, and left, right, these, that. Everything is related to time, column. Okay. So suppose I was like, we wanted to send a message to someone. Okay. Although the name thing is not there, let me say comment. So then that's how you actually specify comment. So in that particular row, under comment column, whatever value is there, that will be that person. And then message you can again customize based upon the column values. Um, then you have to attach to certain column. So suppose task. So can you see this? Let me change this one also. Display. Say making thumbs up, for example. So it is saying this task has associated this action, send message. And if you click on this, then this particular thing will be executed. Okay.
Okay.
So you are actually not controlling only this, like where it will appear, and you can also control like which column it will be associated with.
Okay. Good. Thanks, brother.
Brother, you said you have created an application for the Maktab thing. Can I know what use case, what all use cases have you covered there, and what all types of applications you have built, so that we can get to know on.
So there are two kind of need actually that came. One is this evening maktab, na? We have the, for example, Diniyat Maktab, 1 hour that we run in the morning, evening. So there, what we do is we have teachers, so teacher attendance, student attendance. Then we have fees. So for each student, monthly fees, whether it is received this month or not, what was the amount. And then you have salary. So every teacher will have different amount of salary. So that salary capture. And then finally putting everything together, you create a monthly, you can say, balance sheet. So every month it is captured, like this was the number amount of fees, these were students were a percent, that was the salary, and that was the total. So balance may be positive or negative. So that way, whoever is like Zimedar, they understand like what is going on and who is paying fee, where we are making positive or negative, those kind of things. It is becoming handy for them. So they may or may not be available all the time, right? But through this, they actually aware that what is going on, and then they can make decision as and when required. This was one use case. So I think 3-4 Makatib they are using this kind of app. The other one was little bigger one, in the sense they were having other classes, not only Diniyat. They have HIPS classes, and then Diniyat classes, some other classes. So multiple types of classes, and then more people. And there they were having different means of income. It's not only fees, it's a donation and other things also. So that I captured. Different kind of income, different kind of expenses, different classes, their attendance, their joining procedure, their leaving procedure, everything covered. So they are also using this one. And then I created one library app for myself, because I have a lot of books. So I wanted to have some tracking, like what our books are there. If someone is borrowing, there is no trackability, like who has borrowed which book. So that I created for myself. And then for one, you can say Maktab, they are having collection of good number of books, and they were having the same problem. They don't have traceability, like someone is borrowing, who has borrowed which book, what time, and so on and so forth. So for that, I have created one library app.
Jazakallah, brother.
Okay, brother, if I want to navigate from, let's say, one page to another,
Sorry, brother, your voice is very low. Not getting it.
yeah, hello, is it better? Hello?
Yeah, yeah. Please continue. I'm trying to understand.
Okay. So, I mean, in case we want to create only one view, and then we just wanted to navigate from that view to some other page, and from that page to some other page, is it that only we can do it only
Yes,
one?
so they have those kind of. In fact, you can make one app which connects to number of apps and so on and so forth. That is, those kind of things are there. It is. Let me show you how it is. They have something called deep link. Can you see this?
Yes.
So you are linking to an app. You are linking to an view. So suppose in your one of the column, you simply connect to some other view. Okay. So you say like that particular app and that particular view, you just say it will actually connect to that.
I mean, in case
Some
of
if you want to
CRT,
link
you
to
can
some certain row, that you can do, link to form you can do. So can that connection between one to other, they have very seamless mechanism.
I mean, if there is a sheet which is refer for reference, right? So that is
So for
using.
reference, I think it's a very standard mechanism. So suppose if I create another sheet here, and then say jobs, and here if I say ID, and then here I say to do. Okay, just by doing this to do, so what happens, this particular job table has reference to this particular table. Okay, and if I simply go here and go to data and add, so you can see like jobs table has come here, and can you see it has added one row here, that is related jobs. Okay, so for each to do, you have multiple jobs which is related. So basically in one row you are actually connecting to one table. One row is connected to one table, and within that table, whatever you want, you can actually pick and use it here. And the impact here will be, so I am in to do and say I want to add something. Let me. So the impact will be, let me tell it here. So here we are showing this one. So when we say to do and we try to connect with this now, it will actually take this key here in this one. So that's how this connection between one row to other in the table that happens. And go here and one more thing. Anytime you make any changes, you have to press this regenerate schema. So any changes in the number of column, name of the column, everything, it will actually update itself. And you can see like in to do, it is saying it is a reference. So to do is a reference kind of a column, you can say, which is referring to this particular table. And then in this table, it is saying there are so many related jobs.
So in the reference table, we cannot add some more columns, or it is only the
And
reference only we can add?
sorry, your voice is very low actually.
No, I'm saying like in the reference that job sheet, can't we add some more columns or some more tasks? I mean, some different things we
Yes, yes,
can.
yes. There, everything. I'm just not put it here. You can add as many as you want. And the effect of that is, if you go to this view now, you can see related jobs and you can add here. So you can see this ID, and if you say this one, then it has added one here. You can see, this is the ID and that is to do. And this particular to do is 499, this one. So this one is actually now generated here. So then that's how this to do name is there. And then you have this key, which key is actually replicated here. So that's how you are able to connect one row from one table to other row in other table.
Okay.
And then so on and so forth. You can make like a lot of combination and permutation as per your requirement.
Okay. Okay. I got you. Thank you, brother. Thanks a lot.
Hi, brother. Assalamu alaikum. If every month, if I have a new sheet, so can that sheet be, I mean, I'm speaking about the entire new spreadsheet, not the subsheets. So if I have every month a new Google spreadsheet, can that be connected to the same app, or do I need to again create a new app for that entire
You
new
can
sheet?
keep on connecting any number of sheets at any given point of the time. Only thing is, it is kind of connection with the database. So this will not happen automatically. You have to actually manually do it and weave with the views and other things. However, if you want to have a data which is changing on a monthly basis, you can actually put a filter, like just give me this data for this particular month only. So you can actually have this is called slice. So you can create a slice, and from there you can filter your monthly data and then do things on top of that monthly data. Those kind of things are possible. The thing is, here now in Google Sheet, the limit of number of rows is huge. So for all practical purposes that we are talking about, I mean, this one sheet is good enough to handle, I mean, tens of lakhs of data.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Jazakallah khair.
So maybe if you want, I can do one more thing quickly. Can demonstrate. This one app that we have created for a madrasa. So you can see here. This is my main menu, and in this one you can see lot of cards. So this particular card is related to only students. If I click here, then it talks about student. They have different classes. You can see RB1 and a lot of classes are there. Then each class will have a student with their details. The details is essentially their personal details, their attendance, their fees, and so on. If I go to teacher, then how many teachers are present today, how many are absent today, and for each of them, you can see like details, like what are the jobs they have to do, their salary and everything, attendance. So essentially, for a student, if they are there, so one person, they have this application in one mobile, and what they do is simply circulate that mobile, and each in each class they will take this attendance, thumbs up present, thumbs down absent, that's it. And for teacher also, like we have in time, out time, and if they are taking off, then again they can take off with some proper reasons. So that's how we track everything for each teacher. What is their present and absent in out time, and if that in out time is not as per their rule, then actually it is captured. So you can filter out how many people were late and so on and so forth, that you can do. And while making salary, like how many absents were there, how many of them allowed, then you can have salary deduction and all that you can do.
This application has to be given to multiple madrasas, then the only option is to clone the application and separate.
Yes, just clone the application. In fact, for these things, I don't create everything things in my account. I take their account and then create and give it to them. So then they are confident, like this is their Google Sheet, this is their account, this is their thing. So they are confident, like, okay, everything is in house now. It's not going anywhere. For development only, I take this email, password, credentials, and then after that, give it to them.
The cloning application is easy. I mean, you can directly.
Very easy. Just make a copy.
Okay.
I think this is the button. And I think it's very simple. You just copy here. And for Google Sheet also, you can make a copy. In fact, in copying, it gives you an option to make a data copy also.
Okay.
So that is
Just to understand how you are handling the users. So one share. I mean, one sharing you are giving to all the candidates or all the students in the madrasa. One for the management, and rest 3-4 for the alim, whoever is there.
So they have basically identified people who will be using this app, and then accordingly we have given different kind of access. Yeah, Flutter Flow I tried, but somehow I got biased towards this because of the simplicity, and probably I don't have much time to explore. So maybe someone can explore and see. Um, there are so many. AppGyver is also there. So many of them are there, but somehow I got biased towards this. For my purpose, it was suiting, so I just did it. And maybe for other set of people, they may find it convenient because you don't have to spend much time. It happens quickly and it solves your purpose. 10 people max, like in case of Genius class, I have written only for creator and teacher. How student get? So student access is not required because there is nothing in the app for a student. Actually, if teacher has access, he can mark attendance, collect fees. That's it. So a student related function, for example, there is score and other thing is not there. So that we can handle other ways. This is mainly for management purposes. So suppose manager don't want to understand like how many students are there in the class today, who came on time and all. Everything is handy for the management. I think it gives you 100 MB file limit, which is like good enough for this one.
Sorry for the background noise. If it is only 100 MB, so can we link the document, whatever we have saved it with the Google Drive?
You see, it actually what happens, document is on the Google Drive. It will simply have a link with type URL. Okay. So you make that link as a type URL, then it becomes a clickable link and it simply opens that. So if it is browser, then it will open that particular file in the browser. And if it is app, then associated application will simply open that file. So that's how it happens.
Got it. Got it. Thank you.
So maybe as per your choice, you can connect any file. Only thing is URL, proper URL should be plugged there in the row.
So in view of time, I would like to, we can conclude this session. And whoever has further questions, they can directly connect with Dilshad Bhai. Inshallah, he'll be able to help you out. So is it
Okay. Thank you, Dilshad bhai, and thank you all organizers. Thanks a lot.
There is